So hello folks, I hope everybody's having a good day today. It's surely a beautiful day here in Canada, nice and sunny. Spring is on the way, the flowers are starting to bloom and such. But if it's a shitty day where you are right now in the world, just enjoy being inside. So we're going to talk about Ukraine, Russia again more today. And the big question is Moldova next in this conflict? So here's some big developments going on. North Korea displays SLBM nukes, hypersonic missiles, and ICBMs. I mean, I don't know everything about their military. They definitely have a big enough force in terms of troops, but I think their missile systems and their nuclear capabilities, for sure, that's one thing I do know for sure, have definitely improved a lot in more recent decades. And I think they're definitely a force to be threatened with enough, and they're going to definitely be a key enough ally for China and Russia. You know, I think that's part of the powers that are forming right now is those three countries, and more countries as well down the road will join in. Foreign Minister Lavrov of Russia warns of World War III. I mean, that's pretty scary, and that kind of tells you a lot. I mean, we also had Joe Biden warning of World War III, and as I said before, Joe Biden's a huge war hawk, and him and a lot of other Democrats, and even a lot of the neocon Republicans like Mitt Romney and Mitch McConnell would love to go to war over this. Absolutely. And there's never a war that Joe Biden did not like, and pretty much never a war that he turned down or did not vote for. So, yep. This is an interesting one here. The NASDAQ is down 15% in only 1 month. I mean, the markets know what's going on with this war. They think, or at least they have a feeling that they know where this is heading right now. They know that it's heading in a bad direction. The peace talks have gone down the tube a lot. And I overall expect there to be a big crash coming up. And if it doesn't happen this year, I think the stock market's going to drop at least 15 to 20% as a whole, which, you know, that would be a significant enough drop. But at some point, there will be a big crash. And I think that it personally could be worse than 1929 and could cause something just as bad, or if not even worse, than the Great Depression. I hope I'm wrong, but we'll see. This is another interesting one. Beijing panic buys food for coming lockdown. I mean, I don't completely get the motive with their lockdown right now. I mean, this is like, what, the fifth or sixth wave of coronavirus, for Christ's sakes, and they're walking down still. I just don't really get it, because at this point, the virus has become weaker, and generally that's what happens with viruses is they lose steam over time and they kind of burn out. They don't tend to get stronger and more deadly over time. They instead tend to get weaker and less deadly over time. So unless there's some kind of bigger motive behind them doing this, or the only other thing I can think of is maybe there's a new virus that has emerged in China and they're just not telling the world. On the China front, China calls the USA the devil. Solomon Islands conflict starting. So basically what's happening here is China wants to build a military base or military bases in the Solomon Islands. And the Solomon Islands is a group of islands just off the coast of Australia. And basically the U.S. has said that, oh, they better not build military bases there, develop military presence there, blah, blah, blah. And basically China has used very aggressive language on the United States for calling them out on this. And I think whether it's Taiwan or possibly the Solomon Islands, something is going to happen bigger with China down the road. And I think that they might be the bigger threat than even Russia is at this point. I mean, just because they're the bigger economic power, I would think that their overall capabilities are probably better, but you never know. As I said, we don't know everything about China. They're very secretive with a lot of their military stuff and just very secretive in general because they're authoritarian. So, yeah, we don't know everything there, but I think they are the bigger threat in the long run and the number one enemy of the United States. Fires and explosions are happening more around Russia. That's quite interesting. There were reports about, these explosions around these regions that are apparently Russian that are bordering Ukraine could broaden this war more. So, yeah. And then the last point here is this Transnistria. So Transnistria is a breakaway state of Moldova. It's internationally recognized as being part of Moldova, but right now it's Russian-backed, I should rather say. And that is going to give the Russians even easier access if they could put military equipment there and troops, which are obviously already there, probably if it's Russian backed, and it'll be easier to invade Moldova. And I mean, Moldova's a small country in Europe. It's the poorest country in Europe by a landslide. And they have pretty much next to no military or very little. And right now you have Romania putting troops in Moldova, and of course Romania is part of NATO, so that would pretty much become a direct conflict with NATO at that point. Say if the Russians were to invade Moldova and then all of a sudden they're fighting Romania, which is a NATO country, and that would probably drag the United States in and all these other countries, and then next thing you know, you got a full-blown war. So yeah, that's about all I wanted to say, and have a great day. Let me know what you think in the comments below.